This week's Last of Us is a little bit slower with a nice change of scenery. Let's talk about it now. Hey everyone, this is David Stark from Watcher Pass, and I'm here to talk to you about The Last of Us Season 1, Episode 6, Kin, which aired on HBO Max on February 19, 2023. We're back to the regular schedule. We're back to Sundays. Last week was the Super Bowl, so they aired it early. But now, on Valentine's Day week, you get another Last of Us episode, and it is a good one. My hot take is, look, with this whole series, you should definitely watch it. I really like this episode. It was a nice change of scenery. It was a nice change of pace. I focused a little bit more on emotional development, especially for Joel and Ellie. And let us look at kind of a different way of life. So I'm going to tell you a little bit more about the episode. A few things I liked. One thing I didn't like. There might be some spoilers in this. So if you haven't seen the episode, turn it off now. Go watch it. Look, this series is fantastic. There's only 6 episodes so far. You can catch up in a week, and you definitely should. It's a really, really good series. So I will try to not do spoilers, but I'm going to have to, especially for the thing I didn't like. So there might be some spoilers in this. So just be warned. If you don't want to know what happens, I would turn this off now and go watch the episode and catch up on the series if you haven't seen it. So in The Last of Us Season 1, Episode 6, Joel and Ellie continue their journey to Wyoming to try to meet up with Joel's brother, Tommy. And in this, we get a nice change of scenery. Look, they are heading further west. Now we get some snow because of the weather. This episode actually takes place 3 months after the last episode. And so we have progressed in seasons. Now it's winter. Now there's snow on the ground. It's a little bit colder. And this episode is not as urban as the last one. This one is kind of out in the countryside. It is a nice change of pace, and it's also very beautiful. But while they are making their way west, as you imagine, they encounter some challenges, some new friends, and some different situations that kind of characterize every episode of The Last of Us. This is not as much of an action-oriented episode. There's a little bit more on the development of people and the relationships and the characters. So if you're into that, which you should be if you're watching the series, then you're going to love it. So things I liked about this episode, and there will be spoilers in these things, so if you don't want to know what happens, turn it off now. First, Joel and Ellie, I like how they are kind of growing closer and growing more like a father-daughter. You kind of got that sense earlier, but this episode really kind of drives that home with some of the decisions and some of the choices that are made. I really liked that it seems like they are kind of coming to the realization that they are now a family, even though they were both trying to like avoid that before. And it kind of becomes more out in the open in this episode, which I really liked. I liked that Joel is forced to make a choice, and Ellie's also forced to make a choice, and it seems like they are choosing to be a family and stay together. Second thing I really liked is the change of scenery. Look, it was a very beautiful episode. I loved being out in the wilderness and seeing the snow, and also the new town that you get to go to was a nice kind of change of pace from some of the places that we were just at, especially Kansas City, which was a very different environment than the one that this episode takes place in. The third thing I really loved is the survivors town. They make it to Jackson, Wyoming, and this is kind of almost a utopia essentially. They have a society working. Everyone is kind of working towards a common goal. They have some tough rules, but it seems like everyone's getting by. And there's so much to do here. They have hot water. They have electricity. They have lights. They have a movie theater and movies. Like, hey, in the apocalypse, if you had to go anywhere, apparently Jackson, Wyoming is a place to be, because it was really fun to see. I liked this town. I liked kind of meeting the new people, and it was just a fun change of pace from Kansas City, which was very different. And the last thing I loved is there's monkeys in this episode. Who doesn't love monkeys? They when Joel and Ellie are going through, they eventually try to meet up with the Fireflies at what was it? I think it was Eastern Colorado University, something like that. There was some Colorado university that they end up going to. And when they're there, the Fireflies aren't there, but there are escaped lab monkeys, and who doesn't love monkeys? And they have a couple prominent roles, not a huge role, but they're in the episode, and it was nice to see them and get a little bit of change there too. So things I didn't love as much about this episode. There's only one thing: it ends in a cliffhanger. And look, it's a TV series. A lot of them end in cliffhangers. I just wanted to know what happens next. I just don't know that I have to wait till next week, but I'm gonna watch it anyway. So that is The Last of Us Season 1, Episode 6. It aired on HBO Max on February 19, 2023. And thanks so much for watching. If you liked this episode, please like and subscribe to this channel. It helps me out a lot. Make sure all my new content goes straight to you. Thank you.